Hi, Lester the Cost Engineer here. I want to teach you a new word. It's the word attribution. And I'm going to start with lesson 1, which is just an introduction. And attribution's really interesting because it's a skill of being able to find what causes things. So the word's attribute, but the action is attribution. Now I want to attribute something because I want to know what caused that result. So how can I track it back? And when you think about the word cause, it all comes down to cause and causality, which is a bit of a lost skill as well. So many times in our society and our businesses, we fail to actually link properly what caused something and made that end result. However, attribution is the art of getting around that and figuring out what really did cause that result. So let's carry on. Now you already know from my previous videos that I'm really about costs. And what we want to know is how to attribute costs. On top of that, we want to know if we can attribute losses, because really losses are just a form of costs. So we can probably make better profit because we can attribute those losses back to their direct causes. And therein lies the solution. We want to find the levers to pull that help us to overcome those losses and to make more profit. Does it sound simple? Well, let's look at a real-world example to understand a bit more. So in 2021, I had a builder tell me about a job that had run over by 3 weeks. And he had 3 men on that job, all tradesmen, and each of those 3 men were costing him roughly $1,800 a week. So that's around about $16,200 of labour. But the question is that all he lost? Well, let's have a look further. So we know that he's lost $16,200 in wages. So those 3 men working 42 hours a week by 3 weeks clocked up roughly 378 hours. And that's 378 hours that you could have put them onto another site at $75 an hour. In other words, he made a consequential loss of $32,600. Plus, on top of that, he had site overheads that were running at roughly $600 a day. So now if we total up the losses, we're looking at a $57,800 loss, or in other words, $3,800 per day. Could you imagine what it's like to write out a check every day for $3,800 that you get nothing back for? So then you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I making these kinds of losses? And what can I do about it? The best thing you can do about it is figure out how to attribute the losses so that you measure them and you know they're actually happening. So what we're really trying to do is find the art of attribution so that we find the levers we can pull that make a change. We don't want this to happen again. So then we have to ask ourselves, what causes those losses? And where are the levers that we can pull to overcome that and not have those things repeat again and again? Well, the 2 primary reasons these things continue or perpetuate is because of apathy and ignorance. So with apathy, because he's still making profit on the job, or he's looking in the bank account and it's not going down by dramatic amounts, he's failing to see that he's making those losses. And losses like these are not measured in accounting systems because they're not real. You're not writing out checks and seeing the money directly go out. The lost revenue is not recognised because they're consequential losses, and consequential losses aren't recorded. Because you don't write a check out, these things aren't reported in your accounting system. Now you may be familiar with a profit and loss statement, but a profit and loss statement only has a profit or loss at the summary at the end. It doesn't list all the losses being made, certainly not consequential losses. So the reason these losses continue, they perpetuate, is because they're not measured, they're not analysed, they're not reported on. Hence apathy and ignorance. So hopefully I've encouraged you now to look at attributing and attribution as a skill, something you could learn. And if you follow these lessons and my lessons in the series, you're going to slowly learn how to put these things together. And a quick hint or a footnote. The solution lies in the systems and the reporting out of them. And they're probably the systems you already have. So if this encouraged you to learn a bit more, just follow some more of my lessons. Thank you. I'm Lester, the Cost Engineer. If you want to know more, here are all the buttons and resources that you need. Just use these links to go places. Don't forget to share this video with friends who you think might need this video.